You've heard us talk about hormone therapy by Happy Mammoth many times by now. It's a supplement that helps women maintain optimal hormone levels with over 50,000 glowing reviews from women all over the globe. 98% say that they would recommend it to friends and family. And that's why we're recommending it to you. Now we can take those hormone harmony results even further by pairing it with Happy Mammoth's probiotic collagen protein. It helps restore gut lining integrity, promoting overall hormone balance. It also helps relieve occasional bloating, reduce sugar cravings, and helps you feel satisfied longer. Because your gut directly affects your hormones, improving gut health can amplify your hormone harmony results so you feel like yourself again. Happy Mammoth is dedicated to making women's lives easier, and that means using only science-backed ingredients that have been proven to work for women. They make no compromise when it comes to quality, and it shows. Right now, you can try prebiotic collagen protein and hormone harmony risk-free and get 15% off your entire order with code MurderDiaries at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code MurderDiaries for 15% off today.
Every who down in Who Newville liked the holidays a ton, but where to get great prices on gifts they had no idea. None. They searched and they searched for great gifts under $25. Gifts for spouses and friends and even their toddlers. When suddenly one who shouted, Walmart has what you want, knowing they have Lego, Tree Hut, and no prices to flaunt. So they enjoy the holiday season as Who's often do. Cheering and shouting, Walmart has incredible gifts. Who knew? Find gifts they'll love under $25 at Walmart.
Hello, I'm Diane Morgan. If you know who I am, you know who I am. If you don't, who cares? I'm here to explain Italian Time, a holiday phenomenon where Italians throw away their clocks and gather for eternity with San Pellegrino. I've been at this party so long that I've eaten 5 courses, hugged someone's grandma twice, and been offered a job in the family restaurant. So this holiday season, make sure to bring enough San Pellegrino to last you through the meal, the after meal, and the entire goodbye ritual. San Pellegrino, holiday on Italian Time.
Welcome back to Unscripted. Just as a reminder to our listeners that all of our Unscripted episodes are going to their own feed starting January 2026. So you'll get the link for that. But until then, you can enjoy our conversations here every Monday.
Be on the lookout and make sure you're following us on social media at the Murder Diaries Pod and at Unscripted Popcast so that you're getting those links and all the notifications of when that new podcast feed is live.
I'm Natalie, by the way.
And I'm Paige.
We're so glad to have you here.
Thank you so much for listening. This episode is, I'm going to have to call this like the Chronically Online Chronicles. We've talked about being chronically online. My voice is shot. Please give me some grace there. But we have talked about being chronically online before. And this is just going to be a type of episode where we give space to some of the things we've been seeing online.
And like the broader conversation. So like, just because this happened right now, it'll still be relevant in a year or two. Not necessarily the story at the center of it, but the overarching conversation.
The cultural context of it all. And one of the things that we are seeing over and over and over and over again in society and over is this weird consumerism issue and scarcity marketing tactics that are fueling this over consumerism, like it almost
like late stage capitalism, basically.
It is so late stage, and it feels so, as the gamers say, end game. It has really come to this peak where we don't even know where are we going to go from here. And we see this again with a lot of different kind of controversies. And throughout 2025 specifically, there have been so many controversies with this scarcity marketing and people going nuts for things, whether it's a release of Rhode peptide lip things or a Starbucks cup, a Stanley cup.
It's like collectible culture, resale culture, all of that is wrapped up into this late stage capitalism.
Yes.
Like scarcity as strategy, collecting, resale, all of it is related. And that's sort of what we're talking about today.
You bring up such a great point that there is a lot of circular causality in a three-way approach. And let me tell you, the corporations are laughing all the way to the bank, as is Starbucks with their brand new Bearista Holiday Bear. Now listen.
Or Bearista.
Bearista. Yes. Thank you. That is.
I think you did say it like that, but I just wanted to emphasize it's not barista. It's a play on barista with the bear because it is a teddy bear wearing a green beanie cup. It's a glass cup.
Natalie described it. That's just about it. It's a bear.
I described it for you guys.
Glass cup with
a limited edition holiday merchandise item.
Yeah, that's it. Though
20-ounce glass cup.
It's pretty cute.
It is very cute, actually. But it does go for $29.95. And I don't know if I would spend that much on a glass bear cup that I can't even put in a cup holder, which I saw someone had posted a video. Did you send me that one?
Did,
someone said, hey, if you didn't get to get a Bearista cup, don't worry. It doesn't even fit in your car cup holder. So what are you going to do?
Right. It's a little bit like too big because it's a teddy bear. But again, it is cute. It's aesthetically pleasing. I like the finish on the hat specifically. It's like that matte satin finish. My OCD really likes a matte satin finish. I'll tell you that. Give me a lip gloss or something with that finish on it. There's like a lot of cosmetics that will have that finish. Anyways, it is cute. But like you said, $30, give or take that. I don't think it's astronomical, but it's a bit much because guess what? Baristas or consumers are dropping them, rightfully so.
Mm-hmm.
There are probably plenty that have broken just in shipment. But
I'm sure.
More than just this thing existing and being $30. The scarcity of it all is driving people crazy because baristas do have a right to buy them and they are buying them, which is absolutely fine and their right to do. But consumers are getting ticked because they're getting one, maybe 3 or 4 at any given store at any given time. I don't know much more about the lore of how many they're getting and when they get them in, but it's getting pretty wild. And Starbucks promoted the crap out of it. So they made it seem like there's going to be a lot more.
And so we know that for whatever reason, whether it was intentional or not, there's a limited supply. A lot of stores, like you said, are getting 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's it. When people are lining up at 3 a.m. out the door, or wait before it even opens.
They're watching baristas buy them before they open the door. Yeah. And you know what? I can't say I blame the baristas. They don't even get free food, free drinks. They get free nothing. Starbucks is closing stores while the CEO is raising what they make. And I don't know if they're profiting more or not, but I've heard like they didn't have that great of a year. But that's, I think, behind the rhetoric of them closing stores. So I would have to look and see if they made record profits or not. But like the CEO is making more money. They're closing stores, though. Like, I think that this is to get people in the door to create this issue. They don't care, unfortunately, that baristas have to deal with people lining up at 3, 4 a.m. waiting for doors to open. I mean, people are waiting outside grocery stores too. At like where the ones that
have a Starbucks inside.
Yeah, the ones that have a Starbucks inside that open at like, say, one video I watched, they were waiting for a store to open at like 10 a.m. and they were like out. And she goes, well, what do you mean you're out? She goes, yeah, I know, like we sold it. And she goes, but I'm the first customer. Like, what do you mean? I've been waiting here. It's literally 10 a.m. You just opened. We sold it. And so it's causing an issue. But again, the issue is not with baristas buying the stupid bear.
No, I think they should be entitled to spend their money however they please. And they should have a small perk of working at a company.
Yeah.
And if that is to buy the company merchandise with their own money, then they should be allowed to. But I think
they don't even get to put a free drink inside of it. I mean, shoot.
But
they're a customer at that point.
Because the company made this like artificial exclusivity with, just the limited amount of them. I think it comes down to maybe there should be a limit on how many an individual person can buy, whether they work for the company or not.
That's what everybody is saying. And that's exactly another reason we know that Starbucks doesn't care. Because if they did.
Because they haven't done it.
No, they don't care about the consumer. They don't care about who's buying it. They want it purchased. And that's it. But it also shows, Natalie, to me, that the bear is not what Starbucks cares about. That's not what they're aiming to sell. They want you in the store. They want to create their loyal customers again, because clearly they are losing them. And I will tell you, I kind of agree with this. I have seen a huge move over the last few years, really since the pandemic, but I have seen a huge move once we started segueing out of the pandemic, where we really only had access to like the big dogs, right? Because we're kind of at home a lot more. It took a while for things to open. And, the bigger ones we had quicker access to than small mom and pop shops. I've seen a huge move to smaller chains and or mom and pop coffee shops. Hugely. I have seen a shift from Starbucks, not only from Starbucks cups, whether that's iced coffee cups or whatever. I've seen a huge shift from that in terms of what's trending. They used to be like the hot commodity. Everybody wanted the brand new Starbucks cups for this season and that and this. For example, they just released like Hello Kitty cups and a Hello Kitty like Bearista plushie. She's pretty cute too, but I'm not going to go hunt this thing down. I'm just not doing it. And
you may not, but there are probably plenty of others that got the bear and now want Hello Kitty.
Well, they launched them the same day.
Oh, really?
Can you believe it? So holiday drinks, the bear, and Hello Kitty stuff all on the same day.
They're doing whatever they can to market and drive foot traffic to their stores.
Because they wanted people pumped on the holiday drinks and the holiday treats, which, by the way, I mean, a cranberry bliss bar, I buy the box and we keep it in the fridge. I do that once a year when they're out. We buy one of the boxes. There's 6 in there. Randall and I will eat it throughout a week. We get our fill and that's it, because I'm not like an everyday Starbucks girly. I used to go a lot more frequently, but I'm part of that cultural shift. That's, for whatever reason that it is, we've shifted away from Starbucks. I think we've just expanded since the brand was what it was. And also, Starbucks just isn't consistent. You'll get the same drink. Sometimes it's so tasty, and other times you're like, that was just whatever.
It depends who's making it.
Yes.
I really don't have much personal experience to talk about it, because I know this sounds so pick me, and it's not. I swear, I do not drink coffee at all.
I test. And I've known you for going
6 years,
a long time now.
Yeah.
Nope.
No, almost 7, 6.5.
We met at a coffee shop to plan this podcast before we launched. Girl, I
got water.
A cup of coffee.
I got a bottle of water.
Yeah. And this is when we were newer friends. So we hadn't been to coffee together. So I didn't know whether she was drinking or not. I guess I probably kind of assumed because we were meeting up at one. But they also have internet. And, this is 2019. Yeah. So we knew we could definitely get internet there. But yeah, so no, you do not drink coffee.
And it's just, I never have. But I have seen sort of a shift away from Starbucks and bigger businesses as well. And I have to wonder if that is more of a focus on supporting smaller businesses. Is it a focus because there was sort of a political stance or lack of stance that Starbucks had that people were boycotting it? I don't really know what, maybe all of it has sort of piled together and had this effect, but obviously they're doing what they can to get people in the door. And I think that says a lot, because when you're making these Hello Kitty cups, these Bearista cups, you're having holiday drinks, they don't just want people to spend money. Like, you could spend money and like have a pickup order. They want people in the store buying things when the cups are sold out. Well, they're still there. They might as well buy something else. And I think that's like what this sort of movement is doing. It's trying to create a lot more foot traffic. And it's also creating a discourse about the company online as people are posting about it, and sort of taking it away from the conversation that perhaps may have been a little bit more negative and turned it into something superficial that people can argue about. That, you know what I mean? It kind of takes the heat off them. At least that's how I picture it.
Very superficial. Here's the argument on the other side, right? You've got a lot of people who kind of agree with us where, hey, how cute, how fun. Starbucks probably need to do better because you're creating issues for consumers and your baristas who you don't even give a free drink to. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please, but that is the discourse I've heard from baristas in the comments, in their videos. Obviously, I can never confirm when somebody's actually a barista. I'm aware of that. However, all this to say that on the other side, people who take joy in kind of hunting down a little bit of the treasure and getting a $30 cup. It's really not a big deal. It brings them a little joy. I'm all for that too. Go get your joy. But don't just buy this bear cup that's going to be in Goodwill in 2 years to buy it because of the hunt, right? But some of the people are hunting it because they really do like it. Maybe they collect bears. Maybe they collect cups. They just like it.
They're doing it for it to be a collectible rather than for it to be for utility.
Or it just brings them joy. And that brings up this video that I saw of somebody who was on that side. She had a very smart video idea. She's making a drink into her bear cup and talking about how, listen, you're telling us it's a sippy cup. By the way, it's a sippy cup. Listen, it's a $30 cup that brings me joy. I'm going to drink my drink out of it. And part of me really does, again, understand that whole side of the thing. We're only here for so long. If something brings you joy, go get it. But I think the bottom line is when this kind of late stage scarcity tactic marketing makes you feel like you have to go get it now, that's when it's like, oh, you're getting it because they built that game in your brain. Listen, these people spend a lot of money on how to make their marketing work. And that, by the way, they spend money with food labs, admittedly, creating their food and their products to be in a way where you can barely live without them. And food labs can't even tell you who they work with. But I have seen, and this isn't like a conspiracy video, it's like a reported on thing. He's known to be this guy at a food lab, and he's working on actually trying to make food so addictive for whoever this client is that it bypasses the GLP-1 drug, so to speak. I don't know what that means, but bypassing meaning even if you're feeling so full and not that hungry from a GLP-1 drug, your brain will still crave this food. So we have to really take all of this into account when we're participating in these, what do we want to call it? Viral product launches? Yeah, that's what we can call it. I can't stress enough how big of a difference therapy through Rula has made in my life. For the last many years, I have turned to Rula to access my therapy in order to manage things like OCD, as well as just the everyday stuff from existing here on Earth. I love being able to access it virtually, especially during the pandemic. My OCD was not comfortable going in person. And the selection of therapists I was able to choose from was incredible. I seriously love my therapists that I have right now so much. So with Rula, you too can find the right therapist for you. No, really, I mean that because Rula partners with over 15,000 therapists and psychiatrists that operate nationwide. And listen, most of your major insurance companies are going to cover in-network care. Most patients pay as little as $15, but depending on your coverage, you might pay $0. I know I do. And if that's not enough, Rula is committed to being there with you every step of the way. I know they've been there for me the entire time I've been with them. They've helped me find the right therapist twice now, 2 amazing therapists that I've been able to work with. They also remind me when I have an appointment. They can do this for you too. Thousands have already trusted Rula to support them on their journey towards improved mental health and overall well-being. Head over to rula.com/diaries to get started today. After you sign up, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Go to rula.com/diaries and take the first step towards better mental health today. You deserve quality care from someone who cares.
Ever wonder why so many people regain weight after stopping a GLP-1? Up to 40% of the weight loss can come from lean muscle. This weakens the body, slows metabolism, and makes it easier to put the pounds back on, creating a cycle of dependency. Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet offers a drug-free way to maintain results and support long-term metabolic health. In just 5 days, it activates fasting pathways to burn fat, protect muscle, and rejuvenate cells, all while letting you enjoy real food. Whether transitioning off a GLP-1 or seeking a sustainable solution, Prolon helps you stay on track. So So what exactly is Prolon? Well, it's a plant-based nutrition program featuring soups, snacks, and beverages designed to nourish the body while keeping it in a fasting state, thus triggering cellular rejuvenation and renewal. It was developed over more than 2 decades at USC's Longevity Institute, and it's backed by top U.S. medical centers. Prolon has been shown to support fat-focused weight loss, biological age reduction, metabolic health, skin appearance, and so much more. Prolon really picks up where GLPs leave off. It's convenient, backed by Nobel-winning science, and helps you sustain your results long term. What I love about Prolon is how simple they make it. Everything you need comes right to your door, perfectly portioned and easy to follow. And the food? It's delicious. For a limited time, Prolon is offering listeners 25% off site-wide, plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program. Just visit prolonlife.com/diaries. That's PROLONLIFE.com/diaries to claim your 25% discount and your bonus gift. prolonlife.com/diaries.
No one should have to choose between their own safety and their pets. But nearly half of domestic abuse survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Purina is helping to create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters through the Purple Leash Project, so survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to learn more.
Black Friday at Abercrombie Kids is here with 40% off everything, and Spotify listeners are getting an extra 15% off with code SPOTIFYAF. This is your time to shine and finish holiday shopping on sale. Shop in the app, online, and in stores. 40% off everything, valid in stores and online November 24th, 2025 to December 1st, 2025 in US and Canada. Excludes clearance and gift cards. Online price reflects discount. Use code SPOTIFYAF to get an additional 15% off everything in stores and online at checkout from November 24th, 2025 to December 1st, 2025 in US and Canada. Excludes clearance and gift cards. See details online.
Did my card go through?
Oh no.
Your small business depends on its internet, so switch to Verizon Business. And you could get LTE business internet starting at $39 a month when paired with select business mobile plans. That's unlimited data for unlimited business.
There we go.
Get the internet you need at the price you want. Verizon Business. Starting price for LTE business internet, 25 megabits per second unlimited data plan with select Verizon Business smartphone plan savings. Terms apply.
I would call it like a drop, similar to how
Yes.
Hailey Bieber and Kylie Jenner would drop a specific flavor or color
Yes.
of lip kit. I feel like it's pretty similar to that. Initially, when you brought this up to me, this topic, because I hadn't heard about it till you told me and sent me a few videos, I initially likened it to the Trader Joe's mini totes.
Oh,
And
bingo.
in my mind, they were very, very similar. Both show how like scarcity and like social media hype can play into creating this like phenomenon of something that is very popular and needed now to the general public. A lot of the discourse surrounding it became about owning it and owning a couple of them, not just one, even though when you think about it, a tote bag and a glass cup are meant to be reusable, but instead people are treating them as collectors, things where you get more than one.
Yep.
And both involved customers lining up for hours before the stores even opened to get them. But then I thought, okay, well, how are they different? And I think right away, the first thing I noticed was the price points. Trader Joe's tote bags are $2.99. They're very accessible, whether you could probably find $2.99 in your couch cushions or in your car. You know what I mean? Versus a $30 cup. Yes, $30 is still pretty accessible, but it is a significantly more costly item than a $2.99 tote bag.
Oh, yeah. Considering that this year I'm spending $30 more on groceries than I was last year. That's just where inflation is back up again. So we're all spending more money on a lot more things than just our groceries. So again, something brings you joy, please get it. But you're right. We all have to kind of consider, even if $30 isn't breaking the bank, you have to give it consideration as to where else this $30 could be spent and or saved.
I almost feel like the Trader Joe's mini tote excitement surrounding them was organic and accidental.
I agree. I was like, really?
They sort of capitalized on it after the first launch and realized, okay, this is big and a lot of people want them. So they started releasing drops more and more often. so that everyone could get one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Versus
and people were able to get them. They would be so excited. They post their videos. Nobody was saying, and I couldn't get them, and I stood in line, and I did. They were able to hunt them down and get them an organic, decent enough way of marketing.
Versus the Bearista cups, I feel like
they forced.
I don't know if they saw what happened with the Trader Joe's mini totes, but they obviously did something similar, and with the idea of, all right, let's make something that people really want and can't get their hands on. And now they're being resold on resale markets for 10 times the price. Whereas like the Trader Joe's tote bags, they were telling consumers, if you didn't get one this time, don't worry. We are going to be making more. They'll be coming to stores in a couple of months when we have time to get them made. Versus the Bear cups, it's like, if you didn't get one, buy it on a resale market for $100.
Right. People were waiting with the Trader Joe's totes, I think, more than they were reselling them. I think. Now, it was a while ago. I don't remember. I certainly wasn't looking online at resellers. I wasn't personally interested in the totes. I have my reusable bags.
I got one. They're really cute.
Yeah. Well, and it is, I have Trader Joe's bags because they do have some cute bags. I specifically, that particular launch was just right. It was so well done. I think they brought them back again like a year later.
They brought them back in spring with spring colors. Then they brought them back around Halloween with a all black one.
Yeah.
So it's something that if, you have a couple extra bucks to spend, you can probably get your hands on one eventually.
And cost per use for $3. You can take that thing to Trader Joe's. You're not going to wear it out. It's not a collector's item you need to put on a shelf. You get to enjoy the cuteness of it by carrying it around every week when you go to the grocery store, or heck, even more if you go to multiple stores a week. I know a lot of us go to maybe 2, 3, 4 stores throughout the week to get different things at different times. So maybe you're popping into more than one store on more than one day of the week. Cost per use is perfect.
I acknowledge, though, that there were Trader Joe's mini totes being resold, but they weren't being sold for as expensive as these Bear cups are because they just were initially much less expensive to buy.
Okay, someone's selling them on Shein. I didn't know you could resell on Shein.
Neither did I.
They are Trader Joe's mini totes. I'm going to share my screen with you so you could see them and tell me if this is them. I do love Trader Joe's, but again, I sort of just missed them. They're selling, I think, 4 of them. Yes, 4 of them for $11.99.
Oh, they're not even going to make their money back. I mean, they're only going to make their money back.
Is this somebody
These are the
reselling?
Halloween ones. How cute.
They are pretty cute. Yeah. Okay. And this was them though, yeah?
Yeah.
They are pretty cute. I would have totally purchased one, 100%. Because sometimes you do want a smaller one.
I bet you would have purchased that purple one.
You know it. Yeah. Look at, of course, it's got a Labubu on it. This person is out of their mind. Okay, I'm done. I see the Labubu. I'm done. Now listen, I don't hold it against you if you have a Labubu. I'm just cracking up over here because this person's got the mini totes. They've got a Labubu. They're partaking in this culture of overconsumption.
The Labubus are just as much a part of this conversation as the mini totes and the Bear cups. How funny.
And the Labubus, I will say, differ. They're still totally part of it all. They differ from the Bearista cup because at least you can get access to a Labubu. Now, launches are crazy and things like that, but you can find different stores, different vending machines that are selling Labubus. And it's the surprise, whatever you want to call it, mode of this whole craze where you don't even know which one you got when you purchase it.
I don't know if I would like that.
I am not into that at all. And a lot of people are like, oh, if I already have one, like I'll just give it to my so-and-so. Like they know other people who are looking for them. So I guess people do that for each other.
It kind of reminds me of, did you collect Pokemon cards?
No, I did not.
My siblings were super into them. We had binders. We would have all our holograms on the front page. And then, when you buy a pack of Pokemon cards, you don't know what you're going to get. You hope for a hologram.
Oh, yeah. It's like
and
the same
a rare
style.
one at that.
Mm-hmm.
And it really is the same style. I remember going to card shops and different places trying to get different packs of Pokemon cards. And I don't know, like as an adult, I don't think I would do that. I feel like even going to Marshalls and TJ Maxx, like, am I a Maxxinista? Sure. I've been for a while. Like, you can find something cute, but really where I'm at in my life is like, I like to know exactly what I want and what I'm getting when I go to a store. And I feel like you don't get that when you go to like TJ Maxx or Marshalls, and you don't really get that when you have these surprise Labubus or surprise cards, that sort of thing.
Yeah, like it can lead towards disappointment. Whereas once you get your hands on that bear, you know what it is, you're excited to get it. Now, will the high kind of die down? Of course.
Well, then you're on to the next thing.
Yes. My sister and I call it the buzz, where we'll be like, oh, I really need a buzz right now. And we're not talking from a substance. We're talking about
a hit of dopamine.
A hit of dopamine. That's exactly what we're talking about. And we're talking about buying something or going somewhere kind of fun. Like we just need to pick me up, And I feel like a lot of people could relate to that. But I mean,
clearly,
I think we've also been trained in our society, which is very capitalistic, to get that through capitalism, through spending your dollars. And that's what's gotten us here. And I feel like we're just going to get sucked more and more into this stuff till there just can't be anything else. But I never cease to be amazed.
I have to wonder, though, this artificial scarcity, does it hurt the brand? Because
it will over time.
I have to believe that, because if there are customers that are lining up for hours and seeing people buy them before the store even opens, or if they're unable to get one on a secondary market because it's so much out of their price range and they're never able to get one, does it make them eventually frustrated with the company?
I think so. Or you just start to get over it. Like I started getting over Kylie drops, and then they realized that people will keep doing it over and over again. So they keep doing it over again until everybody's tired. They understand
they're all burnt
that's going to happen. They're one step ahead of us. We think we're smarter than them. But by the time we recognize it, they're already on to the next marketing thing. They're already doing their research. They already have departments that do this type of marketing research. They're not going to stick around only here. Look, Kylie doesn't rely on it anymore for a reason. And it's not because her business is failing. And I think that's the one piece of this type of conversation that people miss. They are more than well aware that things will and always will have to change, especially with social media being able to expose certain things. It's that flash in a pan thing where they have to do that approach. Everything changes so quickly. What was it last year? Last year was like Endgame for Stanley's, right?
People were fighting over them in Target. They would run to, the cap ends or the aisle ends to get them.
And by the way, this is all resellers and late adopters by this point.
And those are the people that really only win. It's the company selling and the resellers that win. The little guy who just wants one really ends up getting screwed at the end of the day.
Example, me. I was not a Stanley girly. I still am not. I don't care. But I do enjoy a trend. Wicked became a bit of a trend. I liked that trend. It was fun. And I got my Glinda Stanley. I am obsessed with it. I was using it this morning, was I not, when we were recording another episode? Yep.
And I feel like it's okay to like trends.
Yes.
I mean, they're trendy for a reason. It's probably cool. It's probably cute. And a lot of people like it. And that's how it initially gets started. But I think we're also like in this stage where people are starting to buy not what they need, but like more so like they're buying something because it's exclusive.
That's exactly it. I play this game called Played Up. I've talked to you guys about different games I've played. I'm not a hardcore gamer, but I play some games. It's very fun.
This is not an ad, by the way.
No, but hey, Played
They're
Up.
not sponsoring us.
Whoever made Played Up, I don't even know their name. If you want to sponsor us, go for it. But you can choose that your restaurant is exclusive or that it's this or that it's that. Like there's different modes of restaurants that you get to pick from, and usually only get to pick from 2 of the like 4 different modes that they have. There's like formal and casual. Anyways, when you get exclusive, it says like customers will wait in line longer, like as you get to these different points within the exclusivity. And It's so true. The more exclusive something is, the more somebody is willing to wait in that line. So that's why it was just like sparking me with exclusivity. So sometimes with my like coffee shops I run on Played Up, like I'll do exclusive or whatever. And it is fun, but yeah, like it's when you're buying it because of that, that's the problem. And that's exactly what I was saying earlier too. But again, trends come and go and they can be fun to partake in. So it's really just about being intentional. Who am I supporting and when, right? Because trends also have an end. Are you a late adopter typically? Do you take a while to buy into something, which is totally okay and you're right? Sometimes I do, and I can be a late adopter. Hence, when I got my Stanley, but I didn't get it because it was exclusive. That's how late I got a Stanley. And I only got it because it was the pink glitter Glinda Stanley. My friend Tina would be cracking up right now because she always says I'm like a glittery person like that. And it's so true. But also, as that was happening and people were fighting over Stanleys, guess what else was happening? People were moving on. The early adopters of trends in society, not that it matters, because who cares about a trend? They're just something that happens. They were adopting new stuff, Natalie. They were already on to Owala.
They're always on to the next one.
Yeah, which maybe Owala is going to be over because, by the way, I did buy both Wicked Owalas. I'm such a failed theater kid, and I didn't even do theater. I did acting classes. I'm so failed.
I saw something on TikTok that isn't necessarily related. It's almost like the opposite end of the spectrum for this late stage consumerism with the Bearista and the Stanleys. It's called the Pan Project. Have you heard of it?
No.
Okay, so like, I guess it started out on YouTube in the beauty community, and it was surrounding like lower consumption or anti-consumption, and people would choose to use all of their makeup. So when you have makeup, I think you've said this before, in the Victoria Beckham episode, you said something like hit pan. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
When you're finishing a palette of like eyeshadow or something, you want to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah.
And that's called hitting pan. Well, that's sort of where this idea came in, where people decided that before they would buy another piece of makeup, they would finish all of the products that they had before. And so it eventually spread out to encompass more of everyday items. And that's something that I've seen on TikTok right now as well. So it's really funny that on one end, people are in a frenzy over a glass bear cup and literally getting in shouting matches in Starbucks. And then the other half of TikTok, maybe not the other half, but another group on TikTok and social media are trying their best not to buy anything. And it's like, can we just find a happy medium? I mean, I'm fine with do you know what I mean? Like, do you? But it is funny that both of these movements are happening at once.
Well, and there's always going to be counterculture, right?
Well, they're always, that's the perfect word, counterculture. And I almost wonder if it's this adoption of it in relation to more aspects of your life, the Pan Project, if it is in direct response to this hyper consumption that people are having with the mini totes, the glass bears, the Stanleys. Like, people don't need 12 Stanleys. It's a reusable cup. You don't need 12 totes.
I would be overwhelmed if I had 12. No, my husband will tell you I have a problem buying cups, but that is not true. I use them all. No.
Yeah, Randall.
It is true. I used to appreciate Starbucks cups. I never hunted down releases, but if I saw one that I liked when I went there more often, I would get it. But guess what? If it broke or the straw got weird and funky, then I would get rid of it. But I will tell you, my leopard print Starbucks cups, you will pry that from my cold dead hands because that one is so cute and it still is cute. It's my favorite one to use a lot during fall, but I use it all year round. And when I talk about my Glinda Stanley, because I couldn't get the Elphaba one, and who cares? I didn't need to anyways. And I talk about my Glinda and my Elphaba Owala bottles, I was able to get those. I did not hunt. Okay. I did drive to a different Target to get the Glinda Stanley because I could see that it was there, but I drove 25 minutes. I didn't drive so far away for this kind of stuff. So I partake in it to a certain extent. And I think that's why I understand it, right? to get joy, to get that dopamine hit. But then I also understand like the counterculture of like, I feel kind of duped or violated when I realize like, yeah, this is cool, but like, it's not that great, or like, it's just, it loses its appeal. But that's why with the water things, like I do take those to the 9 to 5 or while we're recording, I do usually have one sitting next to me. And I think cost per use is something very big to consider that I think wraps up a lot of what we're saying in terms of figuring out, should I spend the money on this? Is it worth it? What could $30 do for me, whether saved or spent on something else? And that cost per use ties into that, because if you're actually going to use it, you're going to realize the cost per use is really low. And that is important because we do deserve to buy things that make us happy, that we will also use. I do also have the statement that Starbucks released. Would you like to hear it?
You mentioned that earlier to me. I don't know if we were recording at the time.
We were not.
Yes,
we were not.
Please read it.
It's kind of like a non-statement, and I will tell you why at the end. The excitement for our merchandise exceeded even our biggest expectations. So talking about Hello Kitty and the Bearista. And despite shipping more Bearista cups to coffee houses than almost any other merchandise, we don't know how true that is because they were getting 1, 2, 4, some got 6. Merchandise item this holiday season, the Bearista cup and some other items sold out fast. Starbucks went on to say, we understand many customers were excited about the Bearista cup and apologize for the disappointment this may have caused. Why I say that's a bit of a non-statement, what I really mean there is they're not saying we're going to be shipping more. We hear you. We're so excited how much you liked it. We didn't know. No, they're saying, oh yeah, you liked it and thanks for liking it. And wow, we couldn't have even imagined it. They want you buying the other crap. They don't care about you getting the bear.
So they like acknowledged that it was popular. They offered a non-apology, I would say. And then they were hinting at the fact that they're probably going to have more holiday merchandise for you to buy. Yep. So stay tuned.
Yep.
Basically.
Guess where you can find the holiday bear cup in the meantime? A, on reseller sites for, as you mentioned, $200, $300, $400. But B, even, I don't know, is this worse, Natalie? You tell me, for $20 on Amazon without the Starbucks label. And I'm sorry, but I think...
Do you have a Cricut? Like, so many people have Cricuts nowadays. You could put your own logo on there. You could probably put a Starbucks logo on there. I mean, allegedly. You could make one.
If I bought that bear, I'm buying it because it's cute and available and I got paid that day or something. I'm not buying it because it has Starbucks name on it. In fact, I kind of get embarrassed carrying that name around. Sorry, Starbucks.
Sorry, Starbucks. Paige doesn't want to carry you around.
I don't need to. Like, no free advertisement.
I'm just joking. No. It was just funny.
Yeah. No, but do you know what I'm saying? Like, I wouldn't wear a shirt with Starbucks on it. I don't care that much. It's not a part of my core values. And to be honest, doesn't necessarily align with them right now with some of the stuff in the past 5 years, plus this year. So I wouldn't be like, yes, I'm going to wear the Starbucks name, right? The way I would maybe wear a Taylor Swift t-shirt, and that I align in a lot of ways outside of being a billionaire with her, which she and I may have to have a chat someday, but that's okay. Not everybody and everything's going to be 100% aligned with you, right? But Starbucks just isn't. Like, there's nothing really aligned outside of like, hey, I can get a tasty drink there. I get a tasty drink a lot of places. I don't need Starbucks for it. Does that make sense? So to see that this bear without the name on it, literal, the actual bear from the same exact factory, most likely, is $20 on Amazon. You save $10 and you don't have to have the name of a company that doesn't really represent you very well. Excuse me? If I really wanted the bear, I would buy it without the name, but I'm not, right? So I think that is something people need to consider. Would you buy it without the name on it? Does Starbucks mean something to you?
I think it also reminds me of that tactic, I guess you could call it. If you're at the store and you see something on sale, you have to ask yourself, am I buying this because it's on sale? Or is it because I really like it? If it were full price, would I buy it? Or am I just buying it because it's not that expensive? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, it's a huge tactic. I see it on Instagram all the time. Instagram ads always make you feel like something that's $300 is $150, and they make you feel like time is of the essence. So there's a couple ways that they create the scarcity, isn't there?
Yeah.
Great point.
It's just something that we're going to be seeing for probably the rest of our lives as companies continue to want to make profits. It's a really useful tactic on their end. Obviously, it works.
Yes. And I think we need to start realizing what we use and what we don't. And I think we're just here again, almost 10 years since we've been here before when the market crashed in 2008. And we do know the economy goes up and down. So we're not getting political here. Okay. But like we're as a society worse off than the Great Depression. And it's not been labeled. It is not being talked about because there are other things that make us feel like we're not. Like when I say worse off, I mean the cost of living versus the annual income. The annual average income in the Great Depression was like equivalent to like what $80,000 is today, which where you and I live is not a lot. It is considered low income, right? Quite literally, I think 90,000 is the threshold where you and I live. But regardless, we're in an interesting state. People are buckling up, but people are also going crazy over $30 bears. And I think social media has something to do with that versus what happened in the Great Depression, right? In the Great Depression, people were able to go to the soup lines and they had to do stuff like that because they didn't have access to things the way that we do today, right? They didn't have cheap fast food, right? So the cheap food was soup lines. So looks very different, but we are very bad off with that range between income and cost of living. So it's just a really interesting time. And I do think we're going to keep seeing people buckling up more and more. And after going through experiences, for example, trying to get a bear that you just thought was cute, but in order to get it, you're kind of like, well, okay, fine. I'll go at opening and then I'll go to the gym and it's okay. Like, you know, you're not like super into it, but you're doing it. You're never doing that again. You're not. But some of these people, You've been burned. But then other people, when they get it and they get the hope, that hit of dopamine and that hope for another hit of that same dopamine in the very near future, they're going to do it again because they're going to seek that. So it's very interesting that the way that these types of things make these three, if not even more camps that exist, feel about all of what's going on.
I wonder if it's also similar to, I'm bringing up the Victoria Beckham episode that we did. We talked about why she sort of did a pivot from only doing fashion into beauty. And it was her way of being able to connect more with her consumer. And we had mentioned that there's this saying that, you know, in hard times, you can't afford super expensive things, but you can go to the store and buy a red lipstick for $10, $15, and it can make you feel good.
You can save up even if it's $50. You can save up even if you're not making a lot of money. You could save up $10 a week, or like it's more accessible, I guess is what I'm really saying there. I don't want to trivialize saving money, but yes, you get what I'm saying. You can plan for it a little bit easier.
So like the bear and the tote are sort of a way for people to feel included in this broader dialogue and broader trend of, hey, I'm included. It's not super, you know what I mean? Like I can't afford a lot, but I can afford a $2.99 tote bag and be on trend with everyone else.
And get a little dopamine.
Yeah. And so I kind of see it as that. And I kind of wish that people would do what Trader Joe's is, you know, hey, it's just $2.99. We're going to have drops throughout the year. Don't worry if you didn't get one. You can get one another time. I feel like
they did it so well. They did it really cleanly.
It was like smart and like a smart business move. I don't know if they thought it was going to be as popular as it was, but it also
probably not because they have so many other totes. Sorry if my dog's barking in the background, but so be it.
It is what it is.
But
what it is. It just feels fair is what I'm saying.
Yes, it feels more fair. Hey, we know you're excited about this. We're going to lean into it. But also, so like keep buying it, but also we're going to make it accessible for you, fun to find. People seem to have been having fun finding it. And then you're going to have fun using your purchase. Like it was just so well done. And I think you're right. I think makeup is in that same vein where you can have fun using it, date nights, or just when you're sitting at home and you want to feel a little more done up, throwing on a little, whatever your favorite makeup product or products are, you can really like tap into her. More people can access her than the $3,000 blazer that I use as a other option that Victoria might have for people to feel like they have access to her through her fashion line, because her fashion line's expensive. So, but I don't think we're seeing the end of this per se. Things always change with this. So I'm going to be interested to see like next year and the years after what the scarcity marketing is changing to. Because I will tell you this, scarcity marketing got people to wear a TikToker's name across their chest on a sweatshirt. They were called Parke, P-A-R-K-E. And it like wasn't like her actual name. It was like tied into her name. I don't really know what it was. It was like a middle-ish name or like a second last name. I can't remember. Was not into the Parke stuff, but it was that same idea. It became so exclusive. People wanted these and they don't even know who this girl is, whose quote name they're wearing across their chest. They're going to these in-person drops. They're trying to get these really exclusive online drops. It was absolutely bizarre what scarcity marketing can do. And we have to check ourselves when we want to partake and when we don't. And I think that's really where we end.
I mean, look, yeah, partake if you want. Don't partake. I don't know. Just don't be an asshole about it. That's what I say. Don't go yelling at anyone. That's all.
And don't
keep it
go
fun.
Trying to resell. I know it's so tempting, especially in today's times, to want to resell and make 10 times what you bought it for. But you really are very likely stopping somebody else from feeling joy, or you're causing them to spend 10 times the amount to feel that joy or to feel included in something. And you just never know what it does mean to somebody. Like a cute teddy bear could probably mean a lot of different things for a lot of people. And it might just be nothing for them and just cute. We don't know. So like, don't charge them 10 times the amount. Stop reselling stuff. And I really think that we'd be better off. But the companies are depending on that. So I don't know if we'll see the end of that either.
I feel like that's a good place to end today's episode. So be sure to check us out on Thursday for our true crime case coverage, and next Monday for Unscripted. As a reminder, you can follow us on social media at the Murder Diaries Pod and at Unscripted Podcast. And we'll see you next time.
Go get your dopamine.
Bye.
I can't stress enough how big of a difference therapy through Rula has made in my life. For the last many years, I have turned to Rula to access my therapy in order to manage things like OCD, as well as just the everyday stuff from existing here on Earth. I love being able to access it virtually, especially during the pandemic. My OCD was not comfortable going in person. And the selection of therapists I was able to choose from was incredible. I seriously love my therapist that I have right now so much. So with Rula, you too can find the right therapist for you. No, really, I mean that, because Rula partners with over 15,000 therapists and psychiatrists that operate nationwide. And listen, most of your major insurance companies are going to cover in-network care. Most patients pay as little as $15, but depending on your coverage, you might pay $0. I know I do. And if that's not enough, Rula is committed to being there with you every step of the way. I know they've been there for me the entire time I've been with them. They've helped me find the right therapist twice now, 2 amazing therapists that I've been able to work with. They also remind me when I have an appointment. They can do this for you too. Thousands have already trusted Rula to support them on their journey towards improved mental health and overall well-being. Head over to rula.com/diaries to get started today. After you sign up, they ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Go to rula.com/diaries and take the first step towards better mental health today. You deserve quality care from someone who cares.
Ever wonder why so many people regain weight after stopping a GLP-1? Up to 40% of the weight loss can come from lean muscle. This weakens the body, slows metabolism, and makes it easier to put the pounds back on, creating a cycle of dependency. Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet offers a drug-free way to maintain results and support long-term metabolic health. In just 5 days, it activates fasting pathways to burn fat, protect muscle, and rejuvenate cells, all while letting you enjoy real food. Whether transitioning off a GLP-1 or seeking a sustainable solution, Prolon helps you stay on track. So So what exactly is Prolon? Well, it's a plant-based nutrition program featuring soups, snacks, and beverages designed to nourish the body while keeping it in a fasting state, thus triggering cellular rejuvenation and renewal. It was developed over more than 2 decades at USC's Longevity Institute, and it's backed by top U.S. medical centers. Prolon has been shown to support fat-focused weight loss, biological age reduction, metabolic health, skin appearance, and so much more. Prolon really picks up where GLPs leave off. It's convenient, backed by Nobel-winning science, and helps you sustain your results long term. What I love about Prolon is how simple they make it. Everything you need comes right to your door, perfectly portioned and easy to follow. And the food? It's delicious. For a limited time, Prolon is offering listeners 25% off site-wide, plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program. Just visit prolonlife.com/diaries. That's PROLONLIFE.com/diaries to claim your 25% discount and your bonus gift. prolonlife.com/diaries.